The soul maker, who is the creator of heaven and the earth and all that is in it, is being referred to as the Almighty Lord, the Supreme Being, the Universal Lord of Diversity, the Master of Holies, the King of the Universe, the Omnipotent, the Omnipresent, and the Commander-in-Chief of Life. A ministry is named after him, the Soul Maker Ministry. What is Soul Maker Ministry all about? Who is the founder? Who are the members? Where is their place of worship? And how do they conduct their prayers to be pure and acceptable before the Soul Maker? These and more will be treated on this documentary. What are the objectives of the Soul Maker Ministry?
The Soul Maker Ministry has just 4 objectives. We have the main objective, which is number 1, you need to believe in the Soul Maker, and you need to pay obeisance to him daily, to the Soul Maker. And number 2 is you need to pray for your parents as a devotee. And the 3 is you pray for your ancestors. And number 4 is you respect the diversities created by the Soul Maker.
First of the fundamental objective is to make devotees submit 100% to the soul owner. We can just call him the Soul Maker, the Almighty Lord himself, by worshipping him and him alone. The Soul Maker is founded by the Almighty Lord of the universe. You know, in the earthly religions, if you are not taught about it, you won't know about it. But under the Soul Maker doctrine, the consciousness is built inside you. We are just promoters of it. Secondly, is to make devotees know how to pray for their parents. Thirdly, to make them know how to pray for their ancestors. And lastly, which is the 4th, is to build relationship with diverse interests in the world, because the Soul Maker, our Lord, is the Lord of diversity.
The objective of the Soul Maker Ministry is devotee to submit 100% to their Soul Maker. Second, devotee should pray for their parents. The 3rd, devotees should pray for their ancestors. And lastly, devotee should respect the diversity interest, because the Soul Maker is the Lord of diversity.
The fundamental objective of the Soul Maker Ministry is for a devotee to submit in totality, that is 100%, to the owner of their soul, the Soul Maker himself. The only thing you do is to worship him. You just have to worship him in totality, because he is the owner of your soul. And the second objective is for you to pray for your parents. Very, very important. You cannot worship your parents. You can only pray for your parents. The 3rd one is for you to pray for your ancestors. Rather, you can only pray for your ancestors. You cannot worship your ancestor. The 4th one, which is fundamental, is for you to have a solid relationship with the diverse interests, because the Soul Maker is the one, you know, that works in diversity.
The objective of the Soul Maker Ministry, the fundamental objective, which is one of the objectives, is we are trying to get every man, every human that is in existence to worship and submit to their Soul Maker 100%, to worship him 100%. The second is you must recognize and pay obeisance to your parents. You mustn't worship them. You must care for your parents. You must care for your parents. You must look after them. You must do whatever you can to make sure you do what is right to them to please them, pay obeisance to them, but you mustn't worship them. And your ancestors, your ancestral ancestors, that is where you came from, where you emanated from, where you're born from your parents. You must, your ancestral, your ancestors, you must pay obeisance to them because that's where you came from. You're curated, the soul maker curated you, deposited your soul in your heart, and through your parents, and your parents came from your parents and your parents and your ancestors and all of that. So you must remember them, you must pay obeisance to them, you must worship them. Why the fourth one is you must create relationship, go relationship with other interest group, other because the curator, the soul maker, the Olorunemi is the Lord of diversity.
What are the goals that the ministry is trying to achieve?
So the goal that the ministry is trying to achieve is to propagate until the generality of the people, to be able to recover them from imposed from the stories of men. The stories of men, what they have told them, like God has an image that they are creating, the image of the curator. So we are trying to liberate the world, to tell them the truth about curation, about whom to worship directly and whom to pay obeisance to, whom to worship, whom to know, whom to recognize, whom has curated the soul in them.
The goals the ministry is trying to achieve is to bring devotees, closer to the soul maker. The goals the ministry is to achieve is to bring the devotees to the owner of their soul. Why? Because you just have to do it, because all what they are doing in the soul ministry is, it's the things of the nature. These are the goals we are trying to achieve in the soul making ministry.
The ministry is trying to recover men from the stories of men, the stories that are everywhere. The ministry is trying to call people back, to make them believe that you only have the right to worship only your creator. So what the major things the ministry is trying to do is to call people back from the bondages and the stories created by men.
You see, these days, a lot are suffering under what we call religious captivity. So we are trying to make devotees, recover the devotees from the stories of men and imposed bondages. We want devotees to start seeing things from nature, the way it was made by the Creator and written by the Creator, and not unfounded stories of men imposed on men today.
Our major goals is to recover devotee from the story of men and imposed bondage.
How can you best describe the soul maker?
The soul maker is a spirit, is invisible, is the universal Lord of diversity, and is the only one that has the power of being.
How can I describe the soul maker? The soul maker is a curator. He is the commander-in-chief of the universe. He is that being that has curated everything in existence. That being that is in charge, and that everything never curated obeys his rule. He is the first of all things ever curated. He's God of every time. He's the omnipotent, he's the omniscience. He's the Holy One that is worthy of every man's worship. Is the supernatural being. It's the Olorunemi or Olorun Ada Emi.
The soul maker is the universal Lord of diversity. Is the only one, the one that has the power of being. The soul maker is the King of Kings. Mímọ́ mímọ́ ni ti Olúwa Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè. Ìbùkún ni fún ẹ̀mí mi àti fún ọkàn mi. Ìbùkún ni fún ọkàn mi àti ẹ̀mí mi. Holy is the Lord Almighty. Grant blessing to my heart, grant blessing to my soul. The soul maker is so powerful, is that he created the souls. You can only worship him because he's the one that has the power of being. He's the spirit one. So all what we are doing in the soul maker ministry is for us to worship him because he's the one that created our soul. So you have to worship him in totality.
The soul maker is the Lord of diversity. He is the creator of the universe, the planet Earth. He created many things, many entities, human, fishes, animals, many things. He created the two-legged animals, giraffe, tigers, etc. And he created fishes too. Then, so the soul maker is the holy of holy. Praise and glory to the soul maker. Let your praise be. Holy, holy is the Almighty Lord of the universe. Grant blessing to my soul. Grant blessing to my heart. Let your praise be.
There are many quality descriptions, like the soul maker is the universal Lord of diversity. And I want you to look at the creator from his diversity qualities and the need to behave accordingly. In other words, respect diversity relationships. He's the only one. He's the King of the universe. Praise and glory to the soul maker. Let his praise be. Holy, holy to the Almighty Lord of the universe. Grant blessings to my soul. Grant blessings to my heart. Let your praise be. You see, the universe is created in diversity. There are so many planets, so many stars, so many galaxies, and so on out there. They all have different conditions and they follow different rules. For example, the planet Earth revolves around the sun for 365 1/4 days, obediently following the rules, the same as other planets. I want you to understand that some being out there is in charge. This is not a magic. Some being out there is in charge. And who is this being? He is the soul maker, the universal Lord of diversity.
What is the image of the soul maker?
See, the soul maker has no image and never dies. You know, when you say a person never dies, that means the image, he has no image. It's immortal. The beginning of spiritual problem is for you to believe that the Almighty Lord of the universe created you in his own image. That's not true. Because the creator is a spirit being.
The soul maker, our creator, is a spirit being. The problem, your spiritual problem begins from the day you start creating an image, or you start seeing yourself as the image of that spirit being. Nobody has seen spirit. Nobody has seen how a curator looks. Nobody knows him. We only know is a spirit being, is a supernatural being. Therefore, if you are believing that your curator, the soul maker, the Olorunmi, has an image, then you are, something is wrong somewhere. Oloremi does not have image. A soul maker does not have image. He's a spirit being. Therefore, he has not made you after any likeness or after his likeness. Any religion who is selling that, do not have a thorough research, and they do not know what they are saying. They are trying to get a fabricated lies that will fit in something so that people can subscribe, believe in them, and join the bandwagon of all the lies they are trying to say in order to gain, in order for benefit.
Soul maker has no image. I made mention of it that is invisible. Nobody can describe the soul maker because he's a spirit. You can only feel him. The presence of the soul maker can only be felt when you are praying or giving praises to him. But soul maker doesn't have any image. And some religions, I don't want to mention names, they believe that, okay, God created human in his own image. I won't believe that, because nobody can say, okay, this is the image of God, because it's invisible. Thank you.
What are the types of diversity?
We have two major types of diversities. We have the natural and the artificial. The natural diversities includes the human races that have souls, while the artificial ones doesn't have souls. And all these diversities we are talking about are being created by the soul maker, whether artificial or natural.
We have two types of diversity. We have natural diversity and artificial diversity. Natural diversity is derived from nature, what is created by the soul maker, and the trees, the water, the air, and the likes. Why artificial diversity is derived from the ways of life.
Who is the founder of Soul Maker Ministry, and what religious books do you follow?
The founder of Soul Maker Ministry is the soul maker himself. The ministry is founded by the soul maker. We only have promoters and sponsors. And the religious book can be found in the nature. That is why, as a devotees, you need to make a research on natures to discover things.
As far as the Soul Maker Ministry is concerned, nobody is a founder. He doesn't have woman founder, but the only thing he has is the promoter. He has the promoter. Why? Because the Soul Maker Ministry has been created by Eledumare, the God himself. The Soul Maker Ministry is the one that has the power of be. He doesn't have any woman founder. He doesn't have. The only thing he has is for us to have his scientific discovery, things about nature. We discover about wisdom and then spiritualism. Those are the things we discover. When we talk about the books written by Eledumare, no. Eledumare, written by human being, rather. Human being doesn't write any book for the soul maker. What he does is to discover the scientific discovery, nature, and spiritualism. Those are where we get our concept from, as far as the Soul Maker Ministry is concerned.
The beautiful thing about the Soul Maker Ministry is the fact that it does not have a founder. Every religion around the world asks one person or the other, or a family or somebody who is being gifted with one power or the other, to be its founder. The ministry does not have a founder. It is originally founded or curated by the soul maker himself.
What is my obligation to my fellow devotees?
So my fellow devotees, we need to teach ourselves on the spiritual aspect of nature, and also to make sure they all believe, they all observe the obeisance, either through clockwise or anti-clockwise. So those are the things we need to do as a devotees.
My obligation to fellow devotee is to bring the fellow devotee member to closer to the soul maker. It is my responsibility to make sure, I guide them, I protect them towards the soul maker, because going by the way of earthly religions is not the right way. What they have to do is to move closer to the things of the nature, talking about the spiritualism and scientific discovery. I just have to move them closer to the soul maker. That's my own obligation.
Your fellow devotees are more like your family members. You must love them. You must care for them. They do not subscribe to worshiping what is created by our curator, but they subscribe to worshiping the curator of the universe, the Eledumare, who has created everything by the power of being. You are to care for them. You are to love them. You are to check upon them. You are to curate a fellowship, a good relationship with them.
How will you describe the place of worship under the Soul Maker Ministry?
The place of worship under the Soul Maker Ministry has to be a sacred place. It is a pure place, of worship. The Soul Maker Ministry has a temple where we do worship. The place has to be sacred in the sense that you can never bring any ethnic religions or any reflections of any images into the temple of the Soul Maker. The place has to be sacred and pure in nature.
Where there should be no noise, a very clean place, a place where you worship your soul maker. And of course, somebody who has given you life, somebody who has given you soul, somebody who owns your soul, who created you, who made you. When you want to approach him, you are supposed to approach him in a clean and neat place. The Igaile Dumare, you will find no pictures hanging on the walls. You will find no image hanging on the wall. Because anywhere you go, where you find, wherever you worship, you find image of anybody, anything, automatically you are worshiping that thing. You are an idol worshiper. A lot of people around the world today have worshipped idol without their knowledge. But I believe that the larger number of people that are worshiping idol are aware, because when you worship what has not given you soul, what does not have a soul in you, and automatically you should know that you are worshiping idol.
This place of worship is a sacred place called Iga. A place where you don't find any image. The only image you can find in the place of worship is a soul in the heart, just what I'm wearing. So any symbol is not welcome in the place of worship, because the place is sacred and pure.
Why do you refer to the Soul Maker as the Commander-in-Chief?
The Soul Maker is the Commander-in-Chief because he's the only one that has the power to create your soul. He's the only one that has the power to take away the soul. That is why it is called, that is why the Soul Maker is called the Universal Lord of Diversity and the one that only has the power of being.
The Soul Maker is the Commander-in-Chief of our life. Why? Because he is the one that controls our life. The Soul Maker is the one that has the power of being. He is the spirit being, the only one, the one that has the power of being. He is the commander of our life. Take for example, you cannot say an army officer, coming to come and meet the chief executive officer of a particular country, coming with guns and ammunition. He has to drop everything, at the gate before he comes in. Just like when you are coming to the temple of the Soul Maker, you have to drop whatever you have, either earthly reflection images or any earthly, ungodly things in your body. You just have to drop it outside before you come into the temple to pay obeisance to the Soul Maker.
The Soul Maker is the Commander-in-Chief because he's a curator. Is the controller of the whole universe. Is that supernatural being that everything that has ever been curated? Can you imagine a being that the multiverse, the universe, or the planets in them, the massive planets in the universe, they obey that being, the supernatural being. So it is automatically the commander-in-chief. And if you want to approach him, you want to pay obeisance to him, you want to perform the general supplication that we call a pure prayer, you must see him as the commander-in-chief, as the controller of all. You must take away all your attachment, all your good, everything you have in yourself, like a bante or ruka or whatever that is of power, because you are pushing the commander-in-chief. Like head of a army of a country is to say the commander-in-chief of that country. You know what he does? He has to put away all his guns, all his troops, put them down. They must wait for him at the gate while he approaches the commander-in-chief. So the commander-in-chief of our soul, the commander-in-chief of the whole universe, the commander-in-chief of everything that's ever been in existence is the soul maker. So is the commander-in-chief.
A lot of people believe that the soul maker created human beings in his own image. What can you say about this?
To me, if people are believing that the soul maker is created in his own, human being is created in his soul maker image, it's a fallacy. That's a wrong, submission. The soul maker that created human being never created human being in his own image. For someone to be saying he created human being in his own image is a lie. The soul maker is a spirit being. The soul maker is the one that has the power of be. If you are saying he created human being in his own image, are you telling me that the soul maker can eat? Does he have eyes? Does he have nose? Can he doing what the human being ordinarily are doing? The answer is no. How can you be saying the soul maker created human being in his own image? It's a fallacy. So the soul maker is a spirit being. He's the one that has the power of be, and he's the one that has control of our life. He can do and undo. He's the one that has the power, to give. He's the one that has the power to conquer. So he never created human being in his own image. He is a spirit being.
That's just a mere saying that doesn't even have a proof. The soul maker is invincible, is a spirit. Nobody can describe how he is. Nobody knows how he is. Nobody has seen him before. We don't even know how the kind of creature he is. So for you to say the soul maker created human being in his own image is unacceptable, because no one has seen the soul maker. Thank you.
Okay. The beginning of so many people, you start to see how that have been shattered with spiritual problem is to believe, or because they believe that they are curated after the likeness of the curator. You don't blame them. That is part of programming that we are talking about. It has been inculcated. They've been programmed. A lot of people have been brainwashed to believe in belief. Believe in belief is for you to, whatever you are told, you don't need to ask a question. What you are told is just the right thing you must believe. You don't need to do a research.
Can I allow someone to lead me to prayers before the soul maker, like a pastor, imam, or the priest?
We are either observing pure prayer, which is general supplication, or specific supplication. Those are the two types of prayers that we have. If you subscribe or accept to allowing someone to lead you in prayers, of course, you've allowed an intermediary between you and your curator, which is not acceptable by our teaching, by our belief, and by our research.
In Soulmaker Ministry, you only pray to your God directly because we believe in pure prayers. You don't allow anybody to lead you in prayers to your Creator. Because by the time you allow someone to lead you, that person, you can't say, that person might be a great sinner. And by so doing, your prayer will not be answered. So in Soulmaker Ministry, you pray to your Creator directly. It is only allowed when you lead your children in prayers.
If a devotee dies, how do you expect the body to be disposed of?
As a devotee of Soulmaker Ministry, you give a written notice or information ahead that whenever you die, you allow your body to be buried by the Soulmaker devotees. Why? Because the devotees usually observe pure prayers to the Creator. They observe the obeisance through the orthogonal ways of worship. So by so doing, they are pure. So that is why you allow the pure devotees to bury your body.
You see, the Soulmaker gives birth to you in a pure form. You have to approach him in a pure form and return to him in a pure form. Give instructions never to allow your body to be disposed of in planet sins or with planet sins. Give instructions that the last movement of your body, if possible, should be in the house or temple of the Soulmaker.
The last passage of your body after your demise should not be allowed to not be leave or be allowed to be in the hands of idol worshippers. Who are the idol worshippers? The idol worshippers are those who worship, who are members of the earthly religion. Your body should not be allowed, or your funeral should not be allowed, or your passage, your last time on earth should not be allowed, which is after your demise, should not be allowed to be handled by those who worship idols. Those who worship idols, like the Christians, like the Muslim, they should not be allowed to take care of your body after your demise, because you were born in a pure form. Your Soulmaker deposited your soul in a pure form. Therefore, when you go back to him, you should endeavor, even before your demise, you should endeavor as a member and as a devotee of this ministry to pass a message across to those, to the ministry member, or to those that are likely to be in charge after your demise, that you must not allow your body to be taken care of by those who are idol worshippers.
Can I pray in the name of saints or face any direction or altar?
When submitting your prayers and wishes to the Soulmaker, you don't have to pray and wish in the name of any mortal being. Neither should you face any planet gods or shrines, because none is comparable to your Creator, the Lord of diversity. The Soulmaker is a living Almighty Lord. So if you want to seek favor from the Almighty Lord of the universe, don't come through him in the name of any mortal.
If you face any direction when you are praying, automatically you are an idol worshipper, and because your Soulmaker is everywhere.
As a devotee of Soulmaker Ministry, you don't attach anything on anyone whenever you are observing your prayers. You pray directly to your Creator, the owner of your soul, who has the power to create and who has the power to take it. You don't attach any names or any idols to your request whenever you are making a pure prayer.
Can I place curse on my enemies when praying?
When you are the temple of the soul maker, you cannot curse your fellow human being. You can only pray for your fellow human being. Cursing your fellow human being might be an injury to you, because when you are cursing someone, if that person is cursing you back, it will hit you. Whatever you are cursing, remember, is created by the soul maker himself. Why? Because he is created all in diversity. You cannot curse any human being when you are in the temple of the soul maker. The only thing you can do is to pray for your fellow human being.
It will somehow likely to affect you if he happens to be a good person to help you. Therefore, it is not advisable to curse anybody, be it a devotee or a non-devotee, because everybody is a member of the Soulmaker Ministry.
It is not allowed in Soulmaker Ministry. You rather pray, my Creator, don't allow the will of my enemy to come to pass in my life. It is allowed. What is not allowed is, my Creator, please kill my enemy. So as the devotees, you don't curse your enemies. You rather pray for God to protect you from the hands of your enemies.
How do I conduct myself in pure prayers?
You see, apart from the sunrise to sunset obeisance, you can set a day or days apart individually or in non-leading groups that you would submit yourself alone to the soul maker and dress properly. Is very, very vital.
How you conduct yourself in pure prayer is you need to know the general supplication. In the Soulmaker Ministry, we have two types of supplications. We have the general supplication, we have the specific just supplication. The general supplication is a prayer that you pray that we call pure prayer, that you pray directly to your Creator by paying obeisance, by touching your forehead on the floor, or by breathing in and breathing out into your left hand, and you use that hand to touch your forehead or to wipe your head to the back. Why are you doing this? You are doing this because you are made of air, water, and soil. Therefore, you must use water when you are performing general supplication. You use water, you sip water. When you sip water, what comes out of your mouth immediately is the general supplication words. What are the general supplication words? Praise and glory to the soul maker. Let your praise be. Holy, holy is the Lord of the universe. Grant blessings to my soul, grant blessings to my heart. Let your praise be. What have you done? You have praised your Creator. You have recognized your Creator. You have blessed your Creator. And you've equally pray for yourself. You equally pray for your soul. And we also have the specific supplication. The specific supplication is the prayer you ask. The supplication that you do by God. I need this from you. Bless me, enrich me. I need a child. I want to do this. I want to attain this level in life. I want to be blessed financially and all of that. That is our specific supplication. Your specifics, what you want that your Creator should do for you.
What is my obligation towards diverse interests competing with me.
In the ministry, you can compete with one another for good. But by the time you start competing negatively, it is not allowed in the soul maker ministry. You compete with diverse interests. When you see someone doing good, you can compete with the person. Okay, I want to be like this person. I want to work towards being like this person. But you don't compete negatively. By the time the negative thought of competing with one another comes into you, all you need to do is take water. Use this to wipe your head 3 times. Or if you couldn't get the water, just blow air and pray to it that my soul maker, please save me from this negative thought. And before you know it, the positive thoughts will come in.
We are curated to compete for limited resources as a human being. You should create time to appease diverse interests, compete positively as a man, as a woman. Wherever you find yourself, compete.
You see, we have to respect diversity because our Creator is a Lord of diversity. Compete with other diversity positively. And, set time and dates individually or by group to respect other diverse interests, to appease other diverse interests, because those who do this have been blessed by the Creator. Thank you. So we have to respect diversity.
What do we discuss when we gather together in fellowship?
We discuss nature, we discuss spiritism, we discuss scientific discoveries, because this planet is planet of water, air, and land, and of course the spirit and water are water and air, they are the spirit of the land. Therefore you must discuss all of these things for you to gain knowledge, for you to know more about your existence, for you to benefit from the knowledge of others, because your curator, the soul maker, the only one that is worthy of our worship, has curated knowledge, deposited knowledge in so many people around the world. You have to invite them, share from their knowledge, get knowledge from them, let them teach you, teach them, come together and discuss and fellowship about how to knowing your curator, the more, how to getting closer to your curator, the more. And those that are gifted in nature, those that are gifted in science, those that are gifted in every beautiful things of life that is beneficial to humanity, you learn from them, you share with your knowledge with every man who is ready to share with you.
What is the position of Soul Maker Ministry on pilgrimage?
The Soul Maker Ministry devotees, all you need to do is travels to different parts of the artificial diversities. What do I mean by artificial diversities? You can visit different kind of places like islands. You can visit beaches.
The ministry supports pilgrimage 100%. It's for the learning and educative purpose.
You can embark on pilgrimage individually or in a group to explore the great diversity power of the soul maker. You can go to places that are wonderful things are curated, things that are sometimes unbelievable to humanity, things that when you see it is wow. You should explore. You should go out there to see wonders of of your curator. Like I call it personally, I call it. It makes you to attain spiritual stability. I think it is part of spiritual sacrifice. Spiritual sacrifice, because when you do this, you see the wonders of your curator, you explore, you see the wonders of your curator, and thereby helping you to concentrate, to love your curator the more, to want to worship him in absolute submission. And this can help you in building your spiritual life and making you to attain spiritual stability.
Where do I face for pure prayers to the soul maker?
In the soul maker ministry, we don't face any particular place. We do octagonal circumference, which means God, the soul maker, is everywhere.
The soul maker is everywhere. You don't have to face a particular place. You can call him at any point, at every time, anywhere you find yourself, you can call him, because he's everywhere. He's the curator of the whole universe. He has the power of being. In the soul maker ministry, we do not pray in the name of mortal. We do not even pray in the name of the soul maker. What we pray by the power of being, the power that says it should come to pass. So we pray by the power of being, which is the power of the soul maker. So you can face in whatever direction you like, because all the directions are curated, are owned by the soul maker. Whatever direction you wish to face any direction, and call upon your curator for either during your general supplication or specific supplication, or whatever you want to ask him. We do not need to face a particular direction. In the earthly religion, they face a particular direction because they are idol worshippers. They worship idols. They face what is being told to them by the founder of that of the earthly religion, that they must face a particular direction. Because the idol worshipper, they are not aware. They be brainwashed. But in the soul maker ministry, you can face any direction, because the soul maker, the soul owner, must not be prayed to in a particular direction. There's no fixed direction where you can pray to the soul maker.
What's my relationship to knowledgeable people?
As a devotees, you try to look for people that are gifted with knowledge, because we have a lot of people out there that are specially gifted with wisdom. So when you try to relate with them, try to let them know about the soul maker ministry, evangelize the ministry to them so that they can come and share part of their knowledge in the ministry that is the soul maker ministry.
In the soul maker ministry, our relationship is to, when you say knowledgeable people, like you are people who have discovered, so inventors who has done some great work by researching for great things, discovery, so many beautiful things that is beneficial to we, the humans. What you need to do is to call them, approach them, share in their knowledge. Because the soul maker has deposited knowledge in different people around the world. This knowledge is given to them for you to share from them, for you to learn from them, for you to know more about the greatness of the soul maker, of the soul owner, of Olorun. So you should call them, approach them, meet them, share in their knowledge, discuss with them. In the world of science, try and endeavor to meet them and discuss with them. In the world of all the great things around the world, because we believe in nature, in observation of nature, in scientific discoveries, in spiritualism. Therefore, you must, as a devotee, you must endeavor to share in their knowledge. Organize a award for them, honor them, recognize them for the knowledge that the soul maker has embedded in them.
What is the view of the Soul Maker Ministry on diverse creation?
The view of the Soul Maker Ministry on diverse creation is that something creates something. As I am now, God created me through my parents. My parents were created through their own parents. Their own parents were created through their own grandparents, foreparents. That's how it is. And all this creation comes up through a droplet, that is water, soil, and air. The breathing of these three molecules makes humans form, and that's the continuity of diverse creation.
You know that you are created, or you are created, you are formed, you came from your parents. You came from your mother and your father. Your mother and your father came from their mother and their father, and their mother and their father came from their mother and their father, just like that, until you get to a confusing stage. We're created in diverse ways.
How sacred is the place of worship under Soul Maker Ministry?
The place of worship under the Soul Maker Ministry is so sacred because whenever you want to go in to observe your prayers, that is by paying obeisance to your Creator, you don't go in with any image or any book. You don't go in with any charms or anything called rosary, Bible, Quran, or anything made mention of it. But the only thing that is allowed is just this symbol, the soul in the heart. Because God is the owner of your soul and is the owner of your heart.
How would you describe the soul maker teachings?
The Soul Maker teaching is so pure and direct. The Soul Maker ministry is making people, is trying to free people from the bondages of men's stories. The Soul Maker teaching is calling people back to their Creator. The teachings is making the devotees to see how important it is to worship only their Creator without attaching anything to it.
The Soul Maker Ministry is a place that shall be sacred, that shall be silent, a neat and a clean place, because it's a place where you worship your Creator. We call it Iga-Eledumare, the house of Eledumare, the house of the Soul Maker, where you pray to your Creator. In the house of Eledumare, or the house of the Soul Maker, you shall have nothing like image hanging anywhere there, because nobody has seen the image of the supernatural being. He is a spirit. Therefore, no one has seen him. He does not have image. We do not hang any image. No image will be found in Iga-Eledumare, or the house of Eledumare, where we worship.
How will you describe the Soul Maker Ministry teachings?
Okay, the Soul Maker teachings is trying to make the devotees believe in the creator of their souls, which is the Soul Maker. And number two is, as a devotees, you must always remember your parents in your daily prayers. And the three is, you pay obeisance, you pray to your ancestors daily. Those are the three roots which you must respect as a devotees.
They are liberating the world. Our teachings is liberating the world. It's telling you the right thing to do. It's telling you that you must not worship idol. It's telling you that you need to subscribe, or you need to believe absolutely in the worship to your creator who has made you, because when he created you, nobody was there. When your soul was deposited in you, nobody was there. It was only the creator that made all of that to happen.
What's the view of the ministry on New Year?
Our view is we do not celebrate January 1st because it is not your birthday. Your birthday is your New Year. When you worship, when you join them to celebrate January 1st, you are another worshiper. Forget what your religious leader tells you about the January 1st. You are joining them to worship Janus.
The belief of the devotees on the New Year is that every day, every month, every house is our New Year. Especially the date you were born, that is your born day, is your New Year as a devotee. If truly the research confirmed that the January 1st is named after a god called Janus, it means when you celebrate January 1st, you're an idol worshipper. You're an idol worshipper. Because anything that has to do with idols, we don't encourage it in Soul Maker ministry. That is why every day, every born day, every month, every year is our New Year in Soul Maker ministry.
The ministry believes the Soul Maker created everything and also in diversity. What's the view of the ministry on Adam and Eve?
Truly, the Soul Maker created things in diversity. When it comes to Adam and Eve, the Creator created different races, and through research, we're able to find out that there are some human existence that outdated the Adam and Eve existence. So that is why we want to believe that Adam and Eve stories are just stories of men. Thank you.
You see, Adam and Eve, for me, they are curated in the Middle East. When they tell you that Adam and Eve, that we are descendants of Adam and Eve, it's all lie. They were created in the Middle East. They said the world was destroyed after some certain time and all of that. I asked a question: where are the technology in those time that they could use to know where other humans are after flood or whatever has taken over their country or their area or whatever place they find themselves at that point in time? So we are not descendants of Adam and Eve. All of those things you see that they teach you, that your spiritual leaders are telling you, they are all fabricated stories. Adam and Eve were not the first ever created, because DNA has confirmed all of these, that people were living on earth before Adam and Eve. The Bible says Adam and Eve gave birth to Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. Cain went to the land beyond and got married. Where did he get a wife? Definitely, people have been living on earth. So the DNA has confirmed it. So the Bible lied.
What's your assessment of earthly religions?
There are a lot of earthly religions that believes in when you don't follow my own God, you go to hellfire. The other one will say, if you don't follow the gods I believe in, you go to hellfire. Some will tell you, if you don't worship what I worship, your prayer will not be answered. In Soul Maker Ministry, we don't believe in that. We only tell the devotees they should believe in the Soul Maker, which is the creator of their soul, by praying directly to the Soul Maker. And you must believe in the 3 roots for your prayers to be pure and for your prayers to be answered. What are the 3 roots? The creator of your soul, your parents, and your ancestors.
Of course, everything is created in diverse ways. We have religious diversity. God has made it that way. Whatever they do, whatever they worship is created by God. You must recognize them. You must recognize them. You must not try to kill them or try to kill their religion, because whatever they do is created by the Creator. But you must tell them the truth. What is the truth? That they must worship their Creator, who is the Creator of the whole universe, the Soul Maker that has created every one of us.
Does the Soul Maker Ministry celebrate Christmas?
As a devotee of Soul Maker Ministry, you don't celebrate Christmas. We only celebrate Soul Day. A day after Christmas, 26th, 27th is your Soul Day celebration. Why we decide to be celebrating Soul Day is because you appreciate your Creator for keeping your soul to that particular moment. And that is the main reason why, as a devotee, instead of celebrating Christmas, you choose Soul Day to appreciate, to praise your God for keeping your soul.
The Soul Maker Ministry will not celebrate Christmas because, first, Jesus Christ, as we read in the Bible, never said it should be celebrated, his birthday should be celebrated. The personality of Jesus Christ, fantastic. But it never said anywhere in the Bible that it should be remembered by celebrating his birthday. And of course, nobody has a date for his birthday. So if you are celebrating Christmas, you are an idol worshiper. It is wrong. You must not celebrate Christmas as a devotee. Because when you worship something, when you pray to something, you give your life to it. That thing invests your spirit. And when they invest your spirit, what happens to you is the spiritual economy of the owner of that thing that you worship, of that name that you call, of that thing that you observe. The spiritual economy thrives, flourishes. Why the non-owner, which is you that are worshiping like you are calling, you are not an African, or you are calling one name, you are praying through that name to your Creator. Your spirit is harvested. And when your spirit is harvested, it's put together in the spirit. When they harvest it, it gives you one. You are battered spiritually. And second, your spiritual economy begin to decline. Why the owner of that, the ancestral owner of that idol, of that name that you worship, that you celebrate, to connect to the Creator, declines. That is why you see everywhere in the world, do a research. Let me say, do a research. When you do a research, you will discover that every country that religion has ever been adopted to, or the brought to from other countries. The owner of those religion, the ancestral of those religion, they thrive.
What the Soul Maker Ministry believe on the Islamic festival, the Ram Festival?
We don't believe in Muslim festival, Ram, or so, whatsoever they call it. We celebrate Earth Day. That is a few days after their celebration because of the research that has been made. So you celebrate Earth Day. That Soul Maker, thank you for keeping my art up to this moment. Because according to research, the Ram Day celebration is attached to a kind of idols which we believe is idolish. So that is why we don't celebrate it.
What has the ministry had to say about traditionalist idols and human beings being worshipped?
You need to abstain from worshipping idols. We don't encourage anyone as a devotees or member to worship idols. So all you need to do is to abstain from it as a devotees. Worship only your creator who has the power to create your soul and who has the power to take away your soul.
So our view concerning those that are worshipping Oya, Shango and the likes, it is wrong for you to leave your curator and worship what is created like you. And of course, when Oya was here, when Shango was here, when Ogun was here, when Jesus Christ was there, when Oshun was here, they never said anybody should worship them, and I don't think anyone worship them while they are alive. It was after their demise, after their person, that we put ourselves together because of the wonderful things that they have done for the benefit of humanity or for the benefits of those that were living there. What he has done, so they felt let's pray to him to connect us to God so that our prayer can be answered. It is wrong. You must not subscribe to it, because your curator is the only one who made you, who curated you, who found your soul, who owned your soul, who can take your soul, who gave you your soul. Therefore, you must worship your curator directly. Do not subscribe to worshiping the Shangos, Oguns, and the likes.
What's the view of the ministry on burial?
As a member of Soul Maker Ministry, as a devotee, elder captain, professors, don't give a message ahead that whenever you die, your body should be buried by the member of the Soul Maker Ministry, because the ministry is pure. Don't allow your body to be carried by all these earthly religions, because by so doing your soul will be harvested by the earthly religions that believes in idols one way or the other that are hidden. So that is why you give a message ahead that your body should be carried and buried by the member of the Soul Maker Ministry.
Okay, the ministry view is don't allow your body to be taken care of after your demise by people who worship idols, stone, wood. Please, if you are, it is better, to be very beautiful if you can pass a message down before your demise that those who believe in what you believe, those who believe in the worship of the Soul Maker directly without intermediary, should be in charge of your last passage on earth.
What's the ministry position on fellowship?
The ministry position on fellowship and crusade is very simple. As far as the Soul Maker Ministry is concerned, we welcome fellowship, we welcome crusade, where we discuss everything in totality about nature. We discuss scientific discovery, we brainstorm together, you discover about anything spiritualism, then you usually, if you have anything, you can praise, praise and worship and everything, but you can do that outside the earthly or not inside the temple of the ministry, the soul maker ministry.
The devotees will come together to talk about the soul maker and also to research on nature and discuss on diversities and also do praises and worship. But all this has to be outside Iga, not inside, because Iga is the sacred place of worship.
Okay, we welcome fellowship, we welcome ideas. We discuss nature when we're having fellowship. We want people to gather together to learn from others, from knowledgeable people, sit down, learn from each other so that you can benefit from the knowledge that God has given to people around the world.
What's the ministry's advice on negative thoughts?
As a human being, there are two forces that come into you, the negative and the positive. So whenever the negative thoughts comes in, as a devotee, all you need to do is to take a water, just use it to wipe your head and pray. My soul maker, please take away this thought. That's the bad thought, the negative thought. And for the positive thought, that to always come in. Then once you have the positive thoughts, you also pray that your creator should make it come to reality. But when you are in a place where you can't find water, you can just blow air into your palm and use it to rub your head and pray for your creator to take away the negative thought from you.
Ministry advice on negative thoughts. If you have a negative thought towards somebody, what you need to do is breathe in, breathe out, and blow air into your hand and put it on your forehead. Reject it immediately, because it is wrong. As a human, you are bound to have negative thoughts. It is bound to happen to anyone that is living, anyone that has a soul. When it comes to your mind, what you need to do immediately is to cancel it, take it out of your mind, and immediately trying to think of something else. Negative thoughts are bound to come, and you pray. You can perform a general supplication immediately for you to get it eradicated, and put it behind you immediately.
Why do the Soul Maker Ministry devotees worship directly the Creator? When
you worship something, that thing affects your spirit. Whatever you worship, you submit your spirit to it, and automatically it affects your spirit. And when they affect your spirit, you know what that means. It's put together to bringing about or to affecting you, to allow you to be shattered with a spiritual problem. So you must worship him directly, because when you were created, nobody was there. When your soul was deposited in you, it was only the soul maker that did all of that. Therefore, why should you worship him not directly without intermediary? So if you worship anything, they harvest your spirit, you submit your soul to it, and they harvest it. And after they harvest it, you have a lot of problems as you go in life. Therefore, you must worship your soul maker directly without intermediary, because that person that is leading you to prayer, that is standing as an intermediary between you and your creator, you do not know the kind of sin that is carrying.
What's the Soul Maker Ministry membership strength?
As a member of Soul Maker Ministry, everyone born with a soul is a member. But you may not necessarily be a devotee. But so far you have a soul in you, you are a member of Soul Maker Ministry.
The Soul Maker Ministry, what is the size, what is the number, no, so what is the Soul Maker membership strength? What is the strength? What is the membership strength of the whole world? So the membership strength of the whole world is the membership strength of the Soul of the soul maker ministry, because every man with a soul is a member of the soul maker ministry. If you have a soul, the curator has deposited that soul, and he can take that soul, he can kill that soul, he has given you the soul. And if you are not worshiping him, you are not submitting to him directly, you are doing that through intermediary, I don't think you do not deserve to live. You have to worship your curator because he gave you that soul. He can take that soul from you. So you do not, you are not supposed to worship anything aside your curator.
How do I make supplications?
As a soul maker devotees, there are two types of supplications. We have the general and the specific own. So the general own is when you pay obeisance to your soul maker without any request. You just pay obeisance, you worship your creator. Praise and glories to the soul maker. Let your praise be. Holy, holy is the Almighty Lord of diversity of the universe. Grant blessings to my soul. Grant blessings to my heart. The second one is specific. That is, you request when you are when you are paying obeisance.
What are the general supplication? Praise and glory to the soul maker. Let your praise be. Holy, holy is the Lord of the universe. Grant blessings to my soul. Grant blessings to my heart. Let your praise be. That is the general supplication. Why the specific supplication is the general supplication and the specific together. That is what you use to ask specific things from your curator. After performing general supplication, you could also ask for specifics, what you want your curator to do.
As a devotee of Soul Maker Ministry, this is a way to pay obeisance to the Soul Maker. Praise and glory to the Soul Maker. Let your praise be. Holy, holy, holy. Today.
Praise and glory to thee, O Lord Almighty, the soul maker. Let your praise be. Holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. Grant blessings to my soul. Grant blessings to my heart. Praise and glory to thee, O Lord Almighty. Let your praise be. Holy, holy is the name Almighty. Grant blessing to my heart. Grant blessing to my soul. Praise and glory to thee, O Lord Almighty, the soul maker. Let your praise be. Holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. Grant blessings to my soul. Grant blessings to my heart. Praise and glory to thee, O Lord Almighty, the soul maker. Let your praise be. Holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. Grant blessing to my soul. Grant blessings to my heart.
What are the practices devotees must follow?
The practice is one, very, very fundamental. You must make sure you worship the soul maker directly, and you do this in absolute submission, 100% submission. You worship only the soul maker, your curator, the commander-in-chief of your soul, the only supernatural being that is recognized on the planet Earth, that is recognized in all the planet that is ever created, that is known. This is the only one that you must worship, and you must not worship anything aside him. Second, you must make sure you pay obeisance to your parents, your direct parents. You pay obeisance to them. Do not worship them. Care for them, bless them, reach out to them, take care of them, and believe that you have come through them. And you must also, the third one is, you must also, your ancestors, you must pay obeisance to your ancestors. Your loved ones, you must pray for them.
As a member of Soul Maker Ministry, you must, number one, which is the foremost, which is the most important, is paying obeisance to your creator, that is the owner of your soul. Number two is you respect and pray for your parents, you pray for your ancestors, you respect diversities, you also pay pilgrimage to natures, and you give charities. You can visit orphanage homes and all that.
What ceremonies do you assist people with, and who can partake?
We have all kinds of ceremonies. We have the Art Day celebration. We have Soul Days celebration. We have naming ceremonies. We also have child dedications. When you are trying to do your graduations, we come in, all kinds of ceremonies. And as a members of Devotees, we come up to support you whenever you are making any celebrations by joining you in your celebrations.
Our ceremony is open to all. Anybody who wish to be part of our ceremony can, because we believe so much in everybody to being part of our ceremony, because we believe that we know and we are convinced that once you have a soul, you are a member of the Soul Maker Ministry. Therefore, you are a partaker, automatically a partaker, or you are welcome to any of our ceremonies. We celebrate marriage, we conduct marriage, naming ceremony, birthdays, burials, and a lot, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and so many of them that are beautiful, that are good, that are of good spirit. So we celebrate them.
What are the celebrations advised and approved?
Soul Day celebration, Art Day celebration, Mother's Day, Father's Days, tree planting, naming ceremony, and all that.
Okay, we approve so many celebrations, like the tree planting day. We believe so much in tree planting, and it's approved by the Soul Maker Ministry. The Father's Day is approved. Mother's Day is approved. The sun fasting is approved. And the celebration is approved, and many more.
As far as the Soul Maker Ministry is concerned, we have quite a number of celebration advised and approved. Let me just mention about few. You have quarterly ancestors, day, where we discuss everything in spirit. We discuss everything about. We pray, for the repose of the soul of our, the dead ones, and for their peace. Then we also celebrate birthday. If possible, you can plant a tree, for that baby that was born on that day. Then we celebrate Father's Day, we celebrate Mother's Day, we celebrate French Day, we celebrate the Soul Day, that is Star Day by the solar. We also celebrate the Earth Day, that is Earth Day by the lunar. We will celebrate weekly ancestors days. We celebrate we also celebrate ancestral day, where we discuss everything about diversity. Those are the part of the things, quarterly advise and celebrate in the Eledumare ministry.